Hi everyone, we have some plants left to put into pots here on the patio, so that's what we're going to be doing. The baby's sleeping, so we don't have a lot of time. It looks like we have two out back and one in front on the front stoop. So I'm going to show you what we're planting and we'll get started. Okay, so sweet potato vine. We're going to plant these dahlias in the back, and then this is Lantana. Let's see if it'll let me pull it. Nope. So Lantana, this variety is hot-blooded red, and it likes full sun and is a spring and summer bloom, and it matures 15 to 18 high and 20 to 30 wide. So while these are small right now, they'll get much bigger. And then this one is osteospermum. Yeah, that's a hard word. Osteospermum is a sun-loving plant. It likes a lot of water, grows 8 to 12 inches. So we're gonna plant these up. Not all of them will go in the planter here in the back. Some of them will go in the front. There's the first planter, here's the second. These are proven winner superbells, and they're called Tangerine Punch. These are full sun, and it looks like 6 to 12 inches high. It likes 8-inch spacing, so this is small now, but we're gonna put one up here and one up front. And then we're gonna add some biotone fertilizer to all of these pots today. All right, let's get started. We're gonna use our garden chair here. That way we don't break our back, since we're getting old, people getting old. These are our onions that are gonna go into our garden bed. There's our biotone. I'm gonna actually pop out one of our Dusty Millers from each of these pots. Our Dusty Millers are getting pretty big, so I'm rearranging the pot. So that's one Dusty Miller. We'll grab the other one to put it in the front planter. So if you can see it, I just popped that Dusty Miller in there. It's getting big, so that's what we want to see. Perfectly fine to take things out of pots and put them into new places. So let's see. Let me bring you up here and show you what I'm doing. So I'm taking this Dusty Miller out of that spot. Now that spot is free. I'm actually going to move this Dusty Miller because we're going to put it toward the back because it's just getting too big for the location. All right. So let's move up our Look at our little dahlias, so happy. And let's just stick our Dusty Miller in the back of this planter. It can get bigger, but won't cast a blocking, like it won't block the dahlias from being seen. So super easy. Gonna do that on the other pot real quick. And then we're gonna put the extra Dusty Miller out in the front planter. I always like to save those in case I want to know what it tells me about the watering and zones and everything, so I can share that with you. Okay, so this one's the bigger one, so we're going to take that one out front, keep this small one in the back. And they pretty much have expanded. I mean, when I put them in there, they weren't this big. So our root system is doing incredibly well, but they're not totally taking over the bed yet with their roots, so it's easy for us to transplant that. So let's take our little guy here, set him right there, move our dahlias up, and put our little Dusty Miller behind that. Now I'll need to just toss in some extra soil, but it'll be good to go. Looks nice. And then we'll get back to the plants we were planting. Oh boy, it is hot today. We're gonna need to water these. It's gotta be 80 already. only 1 o'clock. It should be the high at 3 or 4 o'clock. It should be close to 90, 95. All right, there you go. So we just moved up our dahlias, our petite dahlias that are doing great. Moved our Dusty Miller back, took one out so that it makes room for the rest. And we put our Dusty Miller over. Okay, so Dusty Miller needs to go in the back. But before we do that, let's put our biotone in here. Dusty Miller, then petunias on one side, and we'll do sweet potato vine on the other. I had put another plant in here, and I'm trying to even remember what it was, but this was its root system. I'm gonna stick this off to the side. You guys never know when something might actually choose to appear. So we'll just put that off to the side. Let's get a spot for our Dusty Miller. And that will have a lot more room to grow. Okay, make a spot for our superbells. These will get a lot bigger, so you can certainly put 2 in there, but you're going to be doing what I just did, where you're having to pot up. Potting up means moving it to another container bigger. So I'm going to just do 1. So it's going to spill, and I really think it goes incredibly well with this terracotta. Jamie, my friend Jamie, gave it to me with a lime bush in it, actually. The lime bush didn't make it. It did for the first year, but it didn't overwinter in the house well. It ended up getting spider mites. It's either spider mites or some other kind of pest that really likes citrus. Might have been aphids, because they really looked like they liked the sticky vines of the citrus. I don't have a lot of experience with, I'm going to put this on this side so it spills over. I don't have a lot of experience with citrus plants, so I did my best. Honestly, it just flourished, to be honest. And then it just died back in the winter. It was pretty bad. Okay, let's put a lantana in there. Okay, so all of these have the potential to get too big for this pot, but they won't do that for some time. So as they get bigger, as the season goes on, as the summer goes on, we can choose to grab them out of here and then put them in another planter that they will fill. So these should, the superbells will spill over, the sweet potato vine will spill over. I like the chartreuse color of the sweet potato vine. And if you're wondering, does it create sweet potatoes? It does. I've never actually eaten them, but I have pulled apart a planter that had the sweet potato vine in there, and there were little tiny sweet potatoes. I don't think they would be big enough for anything like the grocery store. This is a pot that has bulbs in it. Now the bulbs have chose to die back, so we're gonna leave them. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put, let me see if I've got room. This is the bulbs that are gonna come back next year, so we need to make enough room. And let's put a dahlia in here for now. This dahlia really needs a bigger place. I don't have one yet for it, so let's just put that in there. It looks beautiful. It's a petite dahlia, so it won't get super big. Just deadhead it a little bit. Okay. Let's add some biotone on the top and some more soil. And the soil in here is pretty wet. Baby Joe overwatered everything last night. So normally I would water these in, but we're not gonna need to. right, now this again is a, ooh dude, I just lost the thought. Oh, it's a dahlia. And it's a petite dahlia. They're gonna send up these blooms repeatedly throughout the years. You can deadhead them and they will send up more. We're gonna take this superbells to the front. Again, Dusty Miller, sweet potato vine, lantana, and superbells. I think that combo looks great. It almost looks like fall with all the orange, but I think in a terracotta pot it looks perfect, and those are petite dahlias.